general operation and calibration of the 650 MDS and 6820 sonde. The 6820 sonde does not have any internal batteries, so it will need external power from external sources to operate, and that is the purpose of the 650 MDS handheld unit. Or you can use the optional cable supplied and connect your 6820 sonde directly to your portable laptop. To connect the two units, you want to go ahead and use the cable provided. And as you can tell, only one end of the cable will only connect into the sonde, and the other end will connect to our handheld. And they are keyed. Just a quarter turn. Now we have our units connected, and once they're connected, the 650 MDS, you can go ahead and just power that up with your power key. And here's our display. And the first screen that will come up is your sonde run menu, or the plain old sonde menu, file, logging setup, and system setup. Now to just go ahead and operate the sonde itself, you just go ahead and hit your enter key right now, because the sonde run menu is or the sonde run option is highlighted. So if I hit my enter key, the unit will display connecting. And right now it says stabilizing, because we had just connected everything up, so the sensors are stabilizing. And here's our operation screen. And as you can see, there's a lot of information on this screen. We have our date and time, and then all the different parameters for the different sensors installed in our sonde. One thing with your sonde is there is an optional flow-through cell that could be rented with the unit. And what we do is you would remove your storage cap, carefully place the sonde in the flow-through cell, screw it on, and then we have our inlet and outlet of your sample. You would be able to hook your pump from your well, bring up your samples from your well into your inlet and out the outlet. We'll go back to the unit here. As you can see, there's several different options on our screen. And there's a lot of different setups on this unit. You can set up the unit to log one sample at a time. You can do discrete sampling, long-term monitoring, and also you can clean the optics. When it says cleaning optics, the cleaning optics is referring to your turbidity sensor. One of the features of the turbidity sensor is on the end of the probe. Is you'll actually see a wiper. And when I say clean optics, my wiper will swipe around the end of my turbidity probe, and it will clean off my sensor face so I can have good turbidity readings. So I don't have to worry about dirty probes or incorrect readings. To calibrate this unit, as with any water quality unit, we want to calibrate our unit in conditions of use. Every time you escape a menu to go back to the main menu, it will say probe disconnecting. But to calibrate our unit, we want to go ahead and go to the sonde menu. So we use our down arrow key and highlight sonde menu, and then hit enter. And we are reconnecting to our sonde. And now we have all these different options. Scroll down or arrow down to calibrate. enter. And then from here, we have all the different options to calibrate all of our different probes. We're not going to go through calibration of every single probe. We're just going to calibrate the dissolved oxygen here for demonstration purposes. But you do need to calibrate these sensors before each use. So now what we do is select our sensor we want to calibrate. So I'm going to calibrate dissolved oxygen. I'm going to press enter. And our next choice is between dissolved oxygen saturation or dissolved oxygen milligram per liter. Select the dissolved oxygen saturation, hit enter. And right now it's going to ask for our barometric pressure. We go ahead and enter in our local barometric pressure, and to change the numbers you can just use your keypad. This is our correct pressure, so I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And now my dissolved oxygen sensor is stabilizing. Now while that's stabilizing, in calibration of our dissolved oxygen sensor, all we need to do is first we want to make sure our sensor is clean and dry. And the membrane is good shape. And then we just want to put enough water in the very bottom of our calibration cup. Well, you can't see that because it's dark, but we just put enough water to cover the bottom of the cup. And then when we attach the sawn to the calibration cup, you just want to turn it about half a turn to just enough to catch the threads. You don't want to put this probe calibration cup all the way onto the sawn. Now that our sawn is ready for calibration, we go back to our 650 MDS. And if you can see on our display, it's given us, it says calibrate at the very top. And if we look down at our dissolved oxygen reading in percent, it says 97.7 right now. We have a nice stable reading. Usually with our dissolved oxygen, you want this to be prepared and sit this way for at least 10-15 minutes to get good stable readings. And once my readings are stable, I hit my enter key. Because up there it said continue. It went back, it calibrated that sensor, and now it goes back to my dissolved oxygen screen. And from here, I want to go ahead and hit escape because I'm done with my dissolved oxygen calibration. Then I select my next parameter. One note on calibrating with our pH solutions. You can calibrate your pH, and you can use 1 pH, 2, or 3 pH solutions. Now when you go from one pH solution to the other, you want to make sure you rinse that probe completely, and you want to make sure your calibration cup is cleaned out completely before you add new solutions so you do not contaminate each sample. You want to ensure everything is good and clean between each solution. And that is the end of our calibration and general use session of the 6820.